Yeah, hello guys. How you doing today? So yesterday we had a very huge crash in the crypto market. Not just yesterday. During the weekend there was a total bloodbath in the entire crypto market. And I want to talk about that in today's video. Now, the title of this video is it over? Is 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 it over for crypto? Because that's what a lot of persons are asking right now. Some persons are feeling like we're not going to have the bull market anymore. This is the end of it. Coins are not going to go up, and all of that. So many things like that. So I want to talk about several things. What led to the crash in the market? Is it actually over for the crypto market? What should people expect, and all of that? So we have a lot of things we are going to discuss in this section. Now I'm gonna be bringing someone live, a couple of two persons actually, to come join us in the live. So they are also going to share their knowledge about what they think about the crypto market, and if it is actually the end for the crypto market, and the ways forward, how you can actually play the game quite better to make better results, because some persons have lost a lot of money on different coins, meme coins, and several things like right now. So we are going to talk about all of this in a jiffy. But before we get started, before I do a proper introduction of what we are going to talk about, first of all, let's start with welcoming you guys. And tell me, I would like to know where you're joining this live from. So tell me your city and your country. So for me, I'm joining this live from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. So let's go. Let's see where you're joining the live from before we get started. Okay, so we have James joining from ABU Zaria. Alikime joining from Abuja. Okay, so we'll have Ejike joining from Enugu. Welcome, guys. Peace from Nasarawa. Crypto DNA from Benwell. Ikina from Francis. Welcome, Ikina. Welcome, you guys. So we have another person, Uma from Yobe State. Yobe is it state or capital? Okay, so we have another Uma from Ibadan. Ibadan. Okay. And then we have Frederick from Lagos. So we are streaming from different platforms. So we are streaming from YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. I seem not to find Instagram. And I think we just joined on TikTok right now. So let's see where people are joining us on TikTok. So we have James, I have Bill from Jamaica, Homi from Lagos, Usman from Abuja, Justin from UK. Welcome, Justin. Welcome, you guys. I'm JD from Port Harcourt, and we have a lot more persons right here. So let's get started with the trend. Let's get started with the live properly, and let me share some clips as to what I feel in the market, and then I'm going to bring in the new speaker that's going to actually talk to us in this live. So let me start by sharing my screen, and I believe you all can actually hear me very well. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now. So let me know if you can see my screen. Just let me chat. Just go to the chat box and write, I can see your screen. For that, let me also do that for people joining us on TikTok. Okay. Mhm. All right. Okay, so I guess some persons from TikTok can see my screen right now. Thanks for answering. All right. So if you can see my screen, so I see a couple of persons saying they can see my screen. So let's get started with the video properly. So first of all, I'm going to start with what actually happened yesterday. So first we had now Trump actually announced that today I have implemented a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico and Canada, 10% on Canadian energy, and 10% additional tariff on China. So the bone of contention, I don't want to read everything, is that Donald Trump actually imposed um, he actually imposed tariff on China, Canada, and Mexico. Now, there's some reasons why he actually imposed those tariffs on the three countries actually. So for Canada and Mexico was 25%, and then for China is 10%. Now the reason why he did that was, according to him, there were some illicit drugs that came through Mexico and Canada into the United States of America. Now for him to stop that, actually, it simply means some of those illicit drugs coming from those countries has to stop coming, and that is when he's going to actually um maybe take off those tariff or stuff like that. But he actually, the moment he imposed that tariff on these three countries, they retaliated instantly. So we had the Canadian Prime Minister coming out to say they're also imposing 25% tax on US also. And then Mexico the same. I don't know for China, but like these two countries came out to actually profess that they are also retaliating with setting the tariff for the United States of America. Now you might be asking, what is tariff going to do with what is tariff doing with crypto or stock market, and why does that have to affect the crypto market? Well, if there is a tariff imposed on goods and services coming from different countries, what it simply means is the cost of buying those things are going to be expensive. So imagine if you used to buy something for, used to import something for $1,000 before. Right now, because of an extra 25%, the imports would be at $1,250. So it simply means the price of what you're importing has gone up. So that price would also reflect in the citizens of that country, because by the time you're selling it in that country, you're also going to increase your price so you can meet up to make profit from it and then import again. So because that is actually high right now, people are scared that that will trigger some persons will not have enough money to spend on certain goods and services, and that's the problem. Because people are scared, if you don't have enough money to satisfy your immediate want, you wouldn't have money to start spending on risky investments like crypto and stocks and stuff like that. So this is why the market actually tanked yesterday. Started from on the first, today is on the third. So it started from first, market tanked, and then we felt like that was going to be all. Yesterday it continued, and the stock market, the moment the stock market opened today, we also saw a huge there was also a reflection of that in the stock market. Remember that the crypto market is actually open 24 hours, and since crypto is open 24 hours, it gets affected instantly. But the stock market doesn't open on the weekend, so that is why it didn't feel the impact the moment this announcement was made. And we had some huge liquidation, about $2 billion liquidated in the crypto market yesterday. You can see the entire market right here. Everywhere seems to be red, and a lot of things are happening. So let me bring on this speaker right now, and let him tell us. Yeah. Hey, Solomon, is he here? It's not here. Just a moment. All right. So while we wait for one of our guests to join us, let's go ahead with what is actually happening. All right. So Solomon, we have you now. Yeah. Can you hear me, Solomon?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
But
okay.
can you
Okay.
hear
So
me?
yeah,
Can you
very
hear
well. I
me?
can hear. Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
All right. Okay. So let's get started with the crypto market. So during the weekend we had bloodbath in the market where most of the cryptocurrencies tanked a lot. Like we saw so many coins tanked by 20, 30, 40% during the
Mhm.
weekend. So what's your take on the market? Why do you think the market actually tanked? And yeah, let's start with that. Okay, before I start, I would like you to give us a little introduction of who you are. So I know you as a crypto person. a content creator and an investor in crypto. But I would like you to share a little bit about who you are to the audience before we get started with the question of today.
Okay, I think no need to spend so much time on that. So my name is just Solomon Gift, and I'm the co-founder of Spasomis, a crypto company that's been functioning since 2018, March specific, March 2018 till date. And I'm also the host of the Highs and Lows podcast that talks about investment, crypto, lifestyle, and all of that. I'm the co-founder and also the host of the Highs and Lows podcast. Yeah, so I think that pretty much summarizes it.
Yeah, okay. So let's get into why do you think the market actually crashed during the weekend?
Yeah, I would say the crash was expected. Personally, though, the crash was expected. Most persons have been thinking once Donald Trump comes in, everything will just start pumping in the market. We'll just start seeing stuffs rally to all time high, but it's not usually like that per se because this is someone that is coming in to make US stronger than it was, and is someone that is coming with lots of regulations, not for crypto per se, but he's coming with regulations to see how he can fortify the strength of the US dollar. And obviously, these regulations they will have like a price, and we're seeing the price right now. So, in as much as long term, we expect the crypto market to thrive under his leadership, short term, it's very, very normal for us to see crashes like this. And let's also not forget, another major reason why the market crashed is the Trump token had already sucked lots of liquidity. The market had not yet bounced and recovered from that. Few days after, we saw DeepSeek launch their AI, which crashed the stock market and also crashed all AI agents in crypto. We saw the launch of DeepSeek made the general stock market lose over $1 trillion. You can imagine making Nvidia to become the company with the worst crash in the history of USA within 24 hours. Never has any company crashed the way Nvidia crashed in 24 hours, losing that much of its market valuation. It has never happened before in the history of US. But we saw that happen, and this thing is like barely 10 days ago or thereabout. So the ripple effect, we saw it in the crypto market. The stock market had not recovered, the crypto market had not recovered, and now we're getting crazy sanctions. You get, and we're also getting pushback from Canada and other countries. And yes, we'll still see more pushbacks. Definitely, we'll see more pushback. So everything that's happening right now, the volatility in the market is very expected. And I would say it's good for investors that are looking at investing long term. It's just shaking out paper hands and presenting opportunities to for the next wave of multimillionaires and billionaires that will be born. So the best advice now for people is begin to gradually position in certain assets, gradually, not aggressively, gradually, because we don't know how long this shakeout will take. I still take another 1 week or 2 weeks. Yeah, so basically, that's what's causing the crash.
Right. Thank you for a little rundown about that. So I would start. I will also share my screen a little bit more again, and let's go to the technical part of this. So if you were in our live last week, I actually had this sketch right here, which I told you guys that we're expecting two things. Two things are going to happen right here, and what are the two things? I said what we can do is we dump from this very point. If you look at where I actually drew this, this was the day I did this. I said the worst we are going to expect is we actually dump from here downward, and here has actually formed a very huge support right here, which is the 91,000 region. And what actually happened? You can see that this actually crashed, and we had that drop to 91,000, and it picked up instantly. Right now, it's sitting at 94,620. Now, when I look at this chart right here, because some persons were saying we are going to go to 70,000, 80,000 during that live last week. Um, so I would like to ask Gift, do you really think we are going to see 70,000 or 80,000 in the next few weeks or the next 1 month or 2 months? Or you really think, since here is a very good support for Bitcoin, we might most likely expect that the price are going to start moving up from here?
Yeah, the truth of the matter is it will be very difficult for us to see 70,000, even 75. It will be very difficult. Even 80,000, it will be extremely difficult. Now, why I'm saying that is if we mistakenly see that, I don't expect Bitcoin to last long at that price. It might just be like a long week, and afterwards it goes back, maybe on a 1 hour candle, just a week, and it goes back. But then I think it will be very difficult for us to see that. Now, why is because of this major reason. The interest level now on Bitcoin is at all-time high. Lots of countries, lots of investors, lots of VCs, lots of companies, lots of billionaires, they are heavily interested in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is receiving attention that it has never received before and interest levels that it has never seen before. That's why if you look at this whole bull market, the assets that has performed not really the most, but it's up there in terms of performance is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still in profit. Yeah, yes, we know we still have Solana that is still in profits, Sui in profit, you get. For one of the few projects from the last bull run that has beaten its all-time high, because and it is still in good profit, still sitting at over 40% from its last bull run all-time high is Bitcoin. Yeah, we can agree to that. Most projects have not yet beaten their last bull run all-time high, but Bitcoin has done that comfortably. It's sitting there, it's holding a good percentage of the market's valuation, the total crypto market valuation. Bitcoin is holding a good percentage, and most persons are looking at bagging. Very soon, we will see the strategic Bitcoin reserve. We'll start seeing states in the US come up with their own strategic Bitcoin reserve. Gradually, we'll start seeing countries come up with that. These guys will not go overnight and scoop up all the Bitcoin they want to put in their reserve overnight. They will DCA. They'll buy in weeks, months, gradually. Yeah, we are gradually seeing more and more companies add Bitcoin to their balance sheets, hedge funds add Bitcoin to their balance sheet. So right now, it's a no-brainer that the interest level for Bitcoin is at all-time high. So if any of them should say Bitcoin at a discounted price is like below 90K. If they mistakenly see Bitcoin below 90K, they will scoop as much of it as possible. So this is why I say it will be very difficult for us to see 70K or 80K per Bitcoin. If we mistakenly see that, they will scoop it up. Because the question you'll be asking yourself right now is who is selling Bitcoin? Who do you think will be selling Bitcoin? Like who has tons of Bitcoin right now in millions of dollars, hundreds of millions that will be selling, that will be dumping? It's very difficult to find that whale that will be selling Bitcoin right now. Most persons are interested in buying, not the other way around. So that's why I say based on fundamental analysis, not necessarily technical analysis, based on fundamental analysis, what's happening around us and what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the world, where we find ourselves, it will be very difficult to see Bitcoin at the levels of $80,000 or even $70,000.
Okay, yeah, I think I totally agree with you. Because for those that have been joining us previously, when I shared that in our last life, I actually said it was going to be very difficult, and even if we are going to have price go down below 90,000, it's gonna be a very big week. It's gonna be a week entirely, because what I feel is the moment we have that week, we are going to have a week because people are going to buy up instantly and it's going to go up immediately. And I think that is what I think is going to be obtainable. But right now we're sitting at 95,800. Like price is actually moving up, reacting up very fast. Where do you think we go from here? From where we are right now, 95,000. Do you think we are going to see lower prices or we just start going up from here? Now it's even moving up very fast, 96,200. That's super, super fast. So where do you think we are going from here?
Yeah, I think for that now, I need to look up the chart. So let me just draw up the Bitcoin chart briefly on my iPad. Let me just briefly look up the chart because it's from the chart that I'll be able to tell where we'll see another reaction, like more sell orders. Yeah, so right now, just trying to open this chart. Yeah, so right now, from my end, Bitcoin is at 96K, 95,950. to be specific. It's at 95950 on the daily chart. Now, in all fairness, if we look at the chart, one thing is certain. One, Bitcoin has not touched its previous low. The low that it created this January 13th, that low was about 88,000. It's 9,000. So Bitcoin has not yet gotten to that low. Now, if you notice, on that day, it was still a daily candle. It was a long week we saw till 88K. And the candle for that day still closed above 95,000. You understand? So it's still very possible that we might still see the same thing today. You get it was panic. Today's candle, the sell off was more of like a panic. The most important thing now, what traders will be looking forward to is where would this daily candle close? So everyone now will be waiting for 1 a.m. to see where the price of Bitcoin would be by 1 a.m. If the price of Bitcoin is obviously above 96K by 1 a.m., that means the candle closes above 96K, then nothing has really changed. Everything is still very good. The bullish momentum, everything is still good. It was just FOMO or food rather. It was just food that made people to sell off. So I would say right now there's no need trying to trade. The most important thing is people should just wait to see the close of today's candle by 1 a.m. If it closes above 96K, then everything is still very, very good. We can see a bounce tomorrow. But if it closes below 94K, then there's problem. If it closes
Okay.
below 94K, then there's actually problem.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you in some ways actually. Yeah, because since we are unable to create these lows from these January lows we had, I personally think we my greatest fear is going to be we closing below these lows, because closing below these
Exactly.
lows means we are probably going to go lower. Um that's actually my fear, that we are going to go lower if that actually happens. For me, I would say even if we still close below 94,000, I would still be bullish in a way, because the only time I would become bearish is the moment to close below this 89,000 dollars. That is when I would start panicking, because that gives more room to more downside. And if you look at the chart very well, another part where we can find a little bit of support is somewhere around $85,000. If not, we are going back to like 75K and below that. So yeah, hopefully market is able to do very well. But aside from Bitcoin, let's look at let's look at altcoins. So this is what the altcoin market looks like today. You can see a couple of reds right here, like a lot of reds. This is actually top 100 coins. Let me try to see 200 coins, and I think it's worst over here. So, but overall, when you look at the price actions right here, like this is down. Like we have Jito is down 11%, Flow is down 16%, 18%, XPS 23%, Neo 19, and the rest of them. Now, for me, I'm looking at outside the top 100 cryptocurrencies. You discover that we have more reds in terms of, okay, let's even look at the top 100 right here, which is let's look at some meme coins right here. WIF is down 20 minus 28%. Um XPS is down minus 23%. Pepper is down minus 21%. Bonk is down 20%. I like It seems like meme coins were the ones that were overly affected by this huge dump we had over the weekend. Meme
Yeah,
coins
but
were actually, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, the thing there is when we talk about memes, memes are supposed to be funny at the end of the day, but when the market is crashing, nothing is funny again. So at that point, people have to dump their memes because, guy, the whole idea of memes is something that is funny. What is funny when the market is crashing? You have to dump, you have to dump everything. Nothing is funny again. You get your meme coins need to be affected the most. Nothing is funny at that point. Yeah, so
Man, I mean,
I strongly believe aside that most of these memes were too inflated, they were overvalued. Yeah, most persons just rush to buy these memes to make money. And once the market starts dumping, most persons rush to sell. There's no conviction. There's no fundamental. There's nothing making them to buy it. There are no KPIs, nothing they are looking forward to, no milestones, no product. So it's garbage in, garbage out. So once the market starts crashing, the condition is not favorable. The smartest thing to do at that point is dump your meme bags, like dump them ASAP. And if possible, you can buy back after the crash.
I mean, I saw some of my favorite meme coins. They were like, let's look at Michi for instance. Michi right here, um, is down to $18 million. If you put a gun on my head and tell me that there will be a day when Michi will go down to $18 million, I would actually doubt it very well. For those that doesn't know Michi is actually one of the top meme coins that did very well last year. And if you've been following me, you can see there's always for out like I've been actually actively trading this coin actually. So I think the first time was somewhere around there when I bought it at 49 million. It went to 200 million. I sold. I told you guys that I'm gonna sell my bag. And then when it came down again to around 50 million again, I bought the second time, and I actually shared all of that on my Telegram channel, and I made a video about that on YouTube, and it ran to like $300 million market cap. That was like it 6x from our entry. But look at where we are today. Even though I dumped all of my bag within that time when it pumped to like 300 million, I'm not happy with where I'm seeing it today. Like, I wouldn't have expected that a coin as big as Michi is going to go to $18 million market cap within the next, like, this was in November, and over like 2 months, we had this coin crash from $320 million to $18 million. And it's not just Michi. There are a lot of them that crashed this. Let's check Bongo. Bongo was another coin that made crazy money for us. Bongo Cat. But like it's down to $6 million market cap. It's down to $6 million market cap. Like it's freaking down to $6 million market cap. AI agents were also affected. We had Max. Max, for some of you that are also in our Telegram, I've talked about Max a couple of them on our Telegram channel. Max is currently at $30 million. Max a few days ago, let's say a few weeks ago, was at $230 million market cap. Right now, it is at $31 million market cap. So the question I want to ask now is, do you really think some of these meme coins are going to come back, especially some of these ones that we feel like they were like in their hundreds of millions back then? Do you really think they're going to come back? Before after that, then we'll concentrate on the ones that were like below like 50 million. Do you really think all of them that run to like 100, $200 million market cap are going to come back?
Of them wouldn't come back. Now, why I'm saying this is no sentimental attachment, obviously, is because if you look at in the last year, June, July last year, the market dumped around, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, very well, I can hear you.
Yeah, last year, June, July to be specific, the market dumped in the month of July stroke August last year. And most of the memes that crashed that period, they never recovered till date. It was a few that managed to recover. Instead, we saw new meme coins that were created. Okay, because of how easy it is to create this meme coin. So most times, instead of the community rallying around to revive a meme coin that is almost dead or is at the end of its life cycle, they will just easily create another meme coin. It's easier for them. They don't have to manage most persons that are in crazy losses and stuff like that. They don't have to live up to helping some persons recover the already lost profits because there will be some persons that will just be waiting for it to get back to their entry and they will just dump it. Yeah, so most times these projects they just feel like the community they just abandon and try to get new ones. So even when you look at historical data, when we have these crashes, it's barely a handful. You can say maybe 10-15% of these meme coins that bounced back beyond their previous all-time high. They get barely a handful. If you look at the last crash, that July, August crash, it's like Full. If you remember Full,
Yeah.
FWOG.
FWOG,
Full,
yeah.
yeah, Full was able to bounce back to from it dumped to about 20 million. It was able to bounce to almost 400 million, probably even half a billion. Right now, that Full, I saw it yesterday at 70 million. I think it is even less than that.
Right
You
now it's
understand?
down to 65 million.
Okay, you can imagine. Then some other ones like Ginan was unable to bounce back. You get even Ponky, despite the fact that they were very consistent. They were able to aggressively and solidly bounce back. There are so many of those meme coins that were unable to bounce back to their previous high. Even when that has the backing of Jupiter, see how when has been struggling, when has been unable to bounce back to its previous all-time high since last year, July, August till date. When has been unable to. So there are lots of meme coins like that that have been unable to bounce back. So it's better most times to just cut your losses for some of those bags, as long as you're dealing with memes. Cut your losses for some of those bags and invest in newer ones, unless it's a very solid meme. Look at them, Analos. Analos, after the first dump early last year, first quarter of last year, it never recovered. Despite the fact that it was listed on so many exchanges, centralized exchanges, never recovered. You did, never recovered.
Yeah.
So we've seen lots of stuff like this happen to meme coins, and I think it will still keep repeating itself. Now we have lots of pump.fun copy. So it's even easier to even create all these memes these days. So people just end up creating new memes, would have new runners, might still be the AI agent's narrative, or it might be a different narrative, it might be real world asset narrative, anything. But I strongly believe we'll have more of new runners than the old ones that would recover.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. Um, at the same time, I don't think this only affected meme coins. We still have some utility coins that are down crazy numbers. I mean, I'm a very big fan of GLQ, which yeah, I'm a very big fan of GLQ. Let me see where it is right now. If it has dumped the more. So GLQ is currently sitting at $11 million market cap. This is to be
Yeah.
around 40 million. Wow. Wow. So, do you also think these utility coins are going to come back? Because it's not just about being a utility coin. Like most of the coins right now, the utility coins I'm talking about, most of them they don't have anything going on there. Look at Arbitrum. Arbitrum as a blockchain, as big as it is right now. I can tell you that nothing much is happening on Arbitrum. Places like Aptos, like it looks like a ghost chain right now. Optimism, yeah, Optimism is trying, but like Kanto and some other platforms like this, some other blockchains like this, which are utility tokens,
Yeah.
they people are not using the platforms actually. People aren't using the platforms. So do you also think those ones are going to come back? Because sometimes we just see meme coins, utility coins. But in retrospect, the truth of the matter is meme coins, utility coins, everything is down. Do you even think some of these utility coins are going to come back again? What do you think is going to bring them back if they are going to come back?
Yeah, that's the thing. The market, if there's anything we have learned in this market, is the fact that the market would always persevere long term, yet it always finds a way to thrive and persevere. So I strongly believe most of these altcoins, the ones with reasonable utility, they are going to bounce back strongly. I strongly believe that they will definitely bounce back. And I also believe that since for the very first time in the history of crypto and blockchain, the ecosystem, the industry is about gaining global recognition. I believe that the level of investment that would find its way to this ecosystem within the next 1 to 4 years would also inject life into some of these other utility projects that have been around for a very long period of time. Because what those guys don't have, if we'll be sincere, what they don't have is the volume, the users, the volume, the activities. That's what they don't have. The tech is actually there. Most of them, they have the tech. If you look at Flow blockchain, nothing is really happening on Flow. That's been there, but the tech is there. The tech is solid. Yet it works. So gradually, we're beginning to have more and more users. We're beginning to have more and more companies find their way to the blockchain space. We're beginning to have more and more investors. We're beginning to have more and more utility. We're beginning to have more and more adoption and acceptance. So it's just a matter of time. Any way we look at it, a solid project would find ways to revive what they are doing. And the users, the right users, will find their way to these projects. But for the meme coins, it's the loudest meme coins that will thrive long term. The loudest ones, the biggest communities, they're the ones that will thrive long term.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Anyways, but I personally know that blockchains, even though like blockchains like Kanto, like I'm not seeing any comeback for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of those.
Canto, it would most likely be difficult for blockchains like Canto, no doubt. And also the competition now for blockchains is actually very fierce. Yes, your technology needs to be top notch. The team they need to be on their toes. Yeah, they need to make sure that whatever service it is that they are offering is something that is very, very reliable. Because now we would also see more and more competition. Look at how many blockchains have launched within the past 2 to 3 months, doing airdrops left, right, center. You get so many. More will still launch, like much more will still launch. In fact, the biggest hedge funds in the world, most likely they've started planning to create their own blockchain already, or have started planning to do their own blockchain because we know that there's money in this thing. Just the same way we are seeing more and more stable coins being created and launched. There's money in this stuff. So everyone will want a piece of the pie. So that's just it.
Okay. Yeah. Very well answered. Yeah. I used to remember the likes of Stacknet. Like I'm not sure any person still talks about Stacknet till date. ZK Sync. I've never seen any person talking about ZK Sync except to give them to rain curses on them.
Yeah,
Like you
they
would
messed
barely
up.
hear stuff about them. Yeah,
They
and
messed up
some
from
of
the
those,
outset.
yeah, they are totally messed up. It's crazy actually. So do you think it's actually over for this bull market? Because when you go around Twitter, I see the likes of Ansem saying we've topped by 75% already. Many persons are saying we've topped. But one person that strikes to me is Murad. Murad keeps saying New York time high in February. So do you think we've actually topped and we're not going to go up from here? And do
No,
you also think we are going to have New York time high in February?
no, I don't think the market has stopped. I don't think the market has stopped. I think we're still very much in a bull run. Like very, very much in a bull run. So I don't think in any way that the market has stopped. I'm seeing this as a similar thing that happened in 2021 bull run, where we saw a dump after Bitcoin touched 41K or thereabouts. I think around April May, we saw a dump. That's what I'm seeing this as. You get, we saw a huge dump that sent Bitcoin back to like I think back to like 31K or thereabout after Bitcoin touched almost 50K if I'm not mistaken. We saw a huge dump. And that dump, it took about 3 months plus before Bitcoin recovered around September, October, and made a new all-time high at I think November, either November 21st or thereabout, something like that. Made a new all-time high around November, and that was it. Afterwards, there was a slow crash. I think this time around is going to be very, very different because now we have not started seeing the stuffs that will even make people buy Bitcoin aggressively. Yet we haven't started seeing it. And Trump has said that there are hundreds of billions of dollars that will be invested into AI tickets and obviously into crypto too. But this money has not yet started flowing in yet. It's not going to flow in overnight. It won't flow in 1 week or 3 weeks or 3 months. No, it takes time. So we might end up seeing a very extended bull run this time around. Personally, I feel we'll see an extended bull run. It won't be like the 1 year usual 1 year cycle. No. So the market has massively matured. Yeah, the market has massively matured. People have a chance, an opportunity to get in at a very, very early stage. This is a very early stage in terms of
Exactly.
public and mass adoption. This is the earliest stage of it. Yeah, this is like the first phase of it. So anyone that is coming in now, the person is lucky. Person can still make very good money long term. So I don't think the bull market has even started. I feel it's yet to get started. Personally, I feel it's yet to get started.
Yeah. Do you think we are going to have all time high in February?
No, I don't expect the all time in here for Bitcoin or for the market entirely.
I wonder. Murad didn't give he didn't actually give it like specify if it's going to be for Bitcoin, but let's say for
Okay,
the
but
market entirely.
yeah, I would say this year's all time high will not be February. This year's all time high is not going to
Yeah.
be February. So it's possible we might have another new all-time high in February. If we have that, fantastic. But we'll still have another all-time high. Aside February, we'll still have another one. So this year's all-time high would definitely not be February. For me,
Oh,
this year's all-time
okay.
high will not be February. Yeah.
So I looked at, there's something I noticed on the chat. I just want to let me share my screen again, and let's talk a little bit about it. Share screen. Okay, so I guess you guys can see my screen. So let me put this on a weekly time frame. All right, so right here, this is the 4 year cycle actually, and this is the four times we've had the Bitcoin halving. Now, actually, for every point where you see this line is when we had the Bitcoin halving and what actually happened after that. So let's start with, I'm going to start with the 2016 Bitcoin halving. Now, after the 2016 Bitcoin halving, because the reason why I want to discuss this is so people understand what might likely play out in this market over the next 1 year, as we're expecting the bull market to officially start very well. Now, when you look at 2016 right here, we had this very big move to the all-time high, to the very last all-time high, and then we crashed. Now this is just a one leg upward, a one leg
Mhm.
up, and then came crashed down back. When you look at 2020, after we had the Bitcoin halving for 2020, we had this huge move to $64,000, and then we had a drawdown from that very point. I think about 50% down
Yeah.
to $28,000, 55% actually. Within I think this is like a few months, 2 months or thereabouts, and okay, 3 months, and after that we had a new all-time high before we crashed down back. So now, if you were trapped by not selling here, there's a chances of you if you were still holding your bag very well, there were chances of you making more money here and then selling everything at the top right here the moment we crossed this all-time high. But
Yeah.
in 2020, in 2016 slash 2017, it only went up once and then it crashed. Same with 2015. Don't want to make this very big, but like same in 2015, 2012, I mean, it went up only once and then crashed. Do you think we're going to see double all-time highs, or we're just going to have one all-time high and then everything will just crash down back into the bear market?
I think this year's charts, the next 4 years charts will be different from what we have seen all over the year, all over in the previous time. I think it's going to be very, very different. Can you open the chart?
Okay, okay, I can open the chat here.
Yeah, I was looking at the chart. Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very different from what we saw in the last cycle. Why I'm saying so is because if you check before even this cycle started, Bitcoin was already running faster than every other altcoin. And that was propelled by ETFs. And the fact when we got the ETF news, the approval, we saw Bitcoin shoot past 32, 33K. And it ran just the news though, that it has been approved. Not that the ETF has gone live. When we got the approval in 2023, we saw Bitcoin shoot past 32K and got to 40 something K. Now, by this time last year, January last year, when we got the ETFs going live, when it finally went live, we saw Bitcoin shoot even higher to about 60K and even 70 something K, if I'm not mistaken. I think 72 or thereabout. You get now, while all of this was happening, most of the altcoins were just still there. Nothing spectacular was happening. Now, what took Bitcoin to 100 and over 100 was the excitement of a pro crypto president winning the US election. You get so if you notice, all of the sentiment within the last 2, 3 years has been about Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Even when you're hearing companies adding crypto to their balance sheets, the emphasis is actually on Bitcoin. That's why I'm not really surprised that most altcoins have not benefited from this whole pump in the market. That is why. So, still back to this chart, I strongly believe that the chart we'll see in the next 3 years to about 4 years will be totally different from what we have been seeing. We might see an extent. We'll most likely see an extended Bitcoin run, like a very extended Bitcoin run, much more
Okay.
than what we have seen over the years. Now, altcoins would obviously be begging for a fair share of this run that we would see. That's just what will happen. Altcoins will be begging for a fair share of it. But at the same time, the altcoins that have solid projects, solid infrastructure, and solid tech, there's no way that they will not benefit from what is going to happen within the next few years. That's my own bias.
So you really think we are not going to follow the normal 4 year cycle where we have 1 year pump and 1 year bullish, one bullish year, one bearish year, and then two this like one year to 1 year and 6 months bullish year, 1 year to 1 year and 6 months bearish year, and then the rest of it is like accumulation period. You don't think we are going to have something similar to that anymore?
I think this time around we're going to deviate. We're going to slightly deviate from that.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I think. This time around we're going to slightly deviate from that.
Okay. We'll get to find out very soon. Let's get to find out very soon if that's going to happen. So we have another speaker. Let me add up our third speaker for today. Yeah. So we have Mr. Gibeni joining us right here. So Gibeni, good day. How you doing? Yeah. Your mic is muted. Try to unmute your mic. Okay, you can speak. Oh, seem not to hear him. I don't know. Solomon, can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Yeah, I think his mic is let's see if I can do something right here. No, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, so Gibbon, try speaking again. Let's see if we can hear you very well. Then I think we're just going to continue without him. We can't hear him actually. I don't know. Let's see if the audience can hear him. Yeah. If you can hear Mr. Gibbon speak, just write in the comment section that I can hear you. If you can't hear him, then just say I can't hear you. Nope, we can't hear. So I think it's from your end. They can't actually hear you. So let's see if we can try to well, let's see if we can rectify that while we go ahead. But let's go ahead. So um I want to talk about specific meme coins. So we just have a few more minutes and then we'll just take your questions. So I think like if you have questions, the next 2 minutes you can start writing down your questions. We'll just try to answer that in like few minutes. We're gonna be done with this live section. But I want to talk about Weave because Weave is one of the meme coins that I think brought a lot of attention to Solana meme coins. Today,
True.
yeah, can you hear me?
True. I said, yeah, true.
Yeah. So right now, WIF is down to $767 million market cap, and this is a coin that used to be somewhere almost at $5 billion market cap. So recently, some persons have been dragging Anthem, saying he was supposed to put up a banner of WIF in somewhere in US, New York Times or thereabout, but like so it's not done, and I think that's like why some persons are panicking and they are selling their bags. Do you really think Wave is going to come back? I would like to share my screen for people to see the chart I'm talking about. So this is Wave right here. This is it.
How
Uh,
much FD is it now?
it's currently at $766 million.
That's bad. That's bad.
I,
It
I
got to
would
three.
never expect it to go below $1 billion. Seven hundred and
It
sixty
actually,
six.
it actually got to about three point something, almost 4 billion
It went
back
to
then.
almost 5 billion. 5 billion.
Let's see.
$5 billion. Almost $5 billion market cap. And right now it's down to 700 and like, do you really think it's gonna come back?
Well, I think it's going to be difficult for it to come back. But then again, let's not let's not forget the fact that WIF is listed on Binance and they have attained huge publicity. If there's any meme coin that has what it takes to bounce back to 2 billion FDB, I think WIF is one of those meme coins. It has gotten to the level of Shiba, Dogecoin, Floki, get in terms of whales, trading volume, and all of that. I think it has gotten to that level. So if you want to list meme coins that can actually bounce back to not necessarily their all-time high, but they are to be valued at over $1 billion, I think WIF is undoubtedly one of those meme coins that can get that done. So I won't want to write them off. I strongly believe they can still bounce back. Right now, the market is bad. So it's expected that almost every meme will be crashing. And, agenda must agenda. People bring up different reasons why something is dumping. They'll cook up
True.
random stories. It might be the truth, it might not be. But smart investors just need to, at this point, look at the chart, find the next support, buy, and make
Hmm.
money. Some persons will say,
I'm not sure there's
we,
support for we
we
right now. The support is somewhere around $500 million.
well, it can dump to 500K. If I see WIF at 500M, I would buy. I'll trade it on features if I see it at 500M. Because let's not forget, Popcat went above a billion. Popcat even almost got to 2 billion, if I'm not mistaken. But Popcat now, last I checked, it was below 300 million. And imagine, crazy dump for a token that got to over a billion. If you look at the other meme coins, Modine, you get both the ones that Binance listed that pumped to almost 2 billion. The Peanuts, I think it's Peanuts
Peanut,
also.
yeah, peanuts,
They
yeah.
have all crashed aggressively. And those memes don't have a strong community like WIF. Popcat community is not as strong as WIF community. Same thing with Peanuts. They're not necessarily as strong as WIF. So, like I said, if there is any meme that has what it takes to pump back to half of its previous all-time high, I think WIF has all it takes to be able to do that.
Okay. So we get to find out if it's gonna go back. Well, I mean, if the expectation is just $1 billion for with that's like a no for me. Like, why would I invest in this? Just around 700 and something million, and $1 billion is like no money for you to make something reasonable out of this. Except like you're trading on futures, you probably be looking at 3 billion, 4 billion, or even like the previous all time high. Well, I don't know. I personally think it's going to be very difficult for it to come back to that all time high. I know I doubt it's going to be easy for them. I mean, anything is possible in this market, but we get to find out. So let's talk about what we expect in the market. So we've been able to establish the fact that it is not actually over for the crypto market. It's just what you should expect sometimes in the crypto space, where we have DOMs and then market actually comes back up again. So yeah, I think it's something you guys should actually expect. And one thing I would say I've learned about this was taking profit actually. I remember me telling you that I made a certain amount of money, and like you're like, take profit. I was like, no, I want to write this to certain amount. And
I remember telling you, take that profit, close that, close.
yeah, sometimes you don't want to be a GT, you want to make a lot of money. But I discovered that it doesn't work like that every time. So it would have been better for me to like take those profit and put those money in XRP. I wouldn't be crying like this today. Or put them in
Yeah.
one of these high cap coins. But like it's on meme coins, and man, it's crashed. And I mean I've lost a lot of those profits I made within that period of time. So it's one thing I know that's always going to happen. Actually, it's one thing I know that would happen always. So you guys should always expect that um we are going to have dumps like that. But with the saturation of coins right now, where a meme coin, I think right now over 50,000 meme coins are created daily, and this is because of the help of Pump One and some other platforms like that. And I think like that's why we have points whereby people buy meme coins, and the next few hours they've sold off and they've moved on to the next meme coin. And I think that's
Yeah.
why we have a lot of these big meme coins crashing rapidly. Like there's no attention on these big meme coins. These other existing meme coins talk more of utility coins. Do you really think this trend is going to continue? Because for me, I'm tired of Pump Fun. I just want them to ban Pump Fun. shut down the platform and let's have peace again in this world. Like we are suffering enough in this space. Do you really think a time will come when they'll start creating less tokens? Because creating 50,000 tokens in the market right now is wide. I remember back in 2021, we used to have less than about 10,000 coins in the market. Total coins we have in the market was around 10,000 coins. Right now, you're creating 50,000 of those coins times five
Per
of
day.
that per day. Like it's crazy. How does the existing coins do well when people are looking out for the next shiny things? Do you really think a point to come where some of these platforms are going to shut down and they would stop? We'll have less meme coins created daily, or it's just going to be a trend? Because if this is going to be a trend like this, then believe me, this season is actually fucked up. It's actually messed up. Because most of the utility coins you're looking at are not going to move up very well as expected. You really think a point to come when it's going to change?
I feel either it changes or not. I feel the most important thing that will happen is time would come where people would just naturally become wiser. You understand? I feel people will just grow up, they'll become wise, they'll stop doing certain unnecessary stuffs. It's just like the same way where people can't go invest in ICUs the way they used to then. You understand? Now the requirement has to be much more before they
Yeah.
can go invest their money. Although what was used to circumvent that was now meme coins, where you don't even need any requirements, just try to be early. So over time, people would mature to the point where they will understand that there's no getting or winning in playing the whole pump fund stuff. You get, you can't make that much crazy money unless you invest an insane amount of time and you use both. You understand? And we all know that it's less than 1% of traders that end up using both. Most persons do not. And what makes Pump.fun thrive is numbers. It's a numbers game. You understand? So once people get to that point where they understand that it's good to gamble on Pump.fun because that's peak gambling. It's good to gamble to try and see if you can hit the next meme that will do 1000x or 10,000x. It's good, but you're only going to invest what you're very okay with losing. If it's $10, so be it. If it's $1,000, so be it. Once people get to that point, then naturally they would invest more in utility projects and less on Pump.fun because it's actually a casino. And in as much as betting in the real world is still a good business, it's still thriving. Chances are in the next 10 years, Pump.fun will still be thriving because there'll be people that they have hope and faith. They want to turn $10 to $1 million. So they'll still keep those ones will still keep trying Pump.fun. That's just the thing.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. So we'll just take the final question. I don't know. Let me try to bring back Gibeni on stage. Yeah, Gibeni, can you hear me? Try to unmute your mic. I can't hear him at all. I don't know if you can give.
I cannot hear him.
Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately, we are just going to continue without him. Because it's not working. All
But
right.
he seems like he can hear us though.
Yeah, very well. I think he can hear us, but we can't hear him at all. I don't know why.
I think well,
Oh, okay. So what are we expecting in this market? What are your favorite picks? What are the blockchains you think are going to thrive in 2025 and beyond
no, right
2026?
no, right now I don't have any favorite picks. I'm still waiting for everything to get back to its all-time low. Yeah, I bought some Ori at $4.6. My buy order got filled midnight. I woke up this morning and my buy order was filled for Ori at 4.6, which I feel is a fantastic price. If it goes below $4, maybe 3 point something, I'll still buy more. I believe long term that will perform well. I'm majorly looking forward to AO mainnet launch, which is happening on the 8th of February. So that should be this week Saturday. Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. Their token generation event and where the token becomes tradable and it goes live. So these are like some of the things I'm looking at. I feel sometimes the best strategy is not to trade at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes best strategy, just observe what is happening. There's no need trying to go up, down, up, down, up, down. No. If the assets get to your point of interest, you can buy. If you're a futures trader, you can long or short. If you're a spot trader, you can buy and sell within a short term. If you're somebody that's an investor long term, you can accumulate within those prices. Yeah, so I don't think this is the best time to try to catch the next 5x or 3x or 10x. Yet, unless for meme coins, just to keep the fun going. People can try that. But for utility projects, I don't think this is the best time to try those stuffs.
All right, so let's take questions right now. So if you have questions, you can ask that in the comment section. I'm going to take them one by one. So we have the first person here saying, we go to zero, we crash to zero. I don't know how possible that is, but um, okay. We have another person saying we've going to be very toxic. I don't know what that means, but someone is saying WIF is going to a likely $500 million market cap. Yeah, let's we get to see if that's going to happen. So let me look out for more comments right now. So what do you think about meme coin like Pepe? I think I'm going to throw this question to you. Someone is asking, what do you think about Pepe? About Pepe?
What I think about Pepe,
Yeah,
I think I've not looked into Pepe for a very long time, funny enough. I've not really, really looked into Pepe for a very long time. So I won't be able to say because I'll need to look at the charts. I don't even know what the community has been doing for some time now. Yet, I think
yeah,
Penny would have been at the best place. He's actually the best person to answer that because he trades Pepe a lot, like a lot. But I've not
man.
really looked at Pepe in a
Pepe is
very long
currently
time.
at $4 billion. It was up somewhere around 12
It got
billion
to eight
dollars.
nine. Yeah.
Yeah, $12 billion
Yeah,
December. And now it's down to $4 billion. Well, I think it has a better support than WIF. So I most likely think it's gonna bounce up back actually. Yeah, I think it's gonna bounce up because it has a very strong community also. When you look at the likes of when you look at platforms where it's listed, Coinbase, Binance, and even Robinhood actually. So I think like it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It's not going to fade away over time. But I mean, I would probably say it might most likely go back to all time high. I think that's like a little bit easier for it to go back there. Yeah, I think it might most likely go back to all time high. Yeah, that's what I think actually. So let's look out for the next question. Um, Someone is saying BGB is underrated. It legit did 7x between November to January. I've not actually looked at BGB. Yeah, BGB is actually Bitget token. Let's see if we can find it. I want to see. Can't find the exact one actually. Okay, let me use market cap to see if I can get that. So let me share my screen so we can actually look at it properly. BGB. So it's currently number 20. Wow, that's great. $7 billion market cap. Um great. Why BGB doing well? And other coins are doing well. Is there something these guys are hiding from us? Look at because this chart looks very good. Like let me try to put it in 24 in okay, let's do 1 month. Okay, 1 month is not really, but let's look at 1 year. Now, within this period of time, this is from December, it has been actually going up. I wonder why I've not paid attention to this. I mean, you can't pay attention to everything, but whoa,
Okay, Bit
I
gets.
don't
Oh,
know.
okay,
Have
yeah,
you
Bit
ever checked
gets.
that BTC before?
No, no, no. I've
Have
never
you
looked
checked
at
it
Bit
before?
gets. No, I haven't.
Man, that's
But I've seen it.
crazy.
I've seen it
Craziness.
movement, but I've never bothered.
Damn. 7x since all of these coins are crashing. All right. Let's see the next person. So the next person is saying, what do you think about Jilly coin? What do you think about Jilly guy? I think this Jelly, that's the one created by those two guys. Jelly is an app. extremely down. So do you really think Jelly is gonna come back? Yeah, Solomon, do you think Jelly coin is gonna come back?
I've not traded jelly before, so I won't be able to say. I
Man,
haven't. I haven't traded jelly.
although I think they have a very good.
I've never even really looked at it before.
Yeah, it's currently at 38 million. It's got to as high as 240 million. I mean, some of these coins, I mean, most of them are not going to come back, to be sincere. Well, I think it has a very good product. Yeah, I think it has a product
What do
already.
they do? What do they
They have
do?
they have an app. They have an app just like TikTok that creates. You can use it to make videos and stuff like that. Let me check. Let me
Oh,
also check
okay.
Vine. Yeah, Vine is still up. Wow, Vine is doing very well. Vine is still at one. Wow, Vine actually got to 500 million and now it's down to 131. I don't know. I don't know if the hype is still there and it's going to continue running. I mean, many of these coins are not going to come back, to be sincere. So let's go to the next person. Said AI agents dead. Yeah, Solomon, do you think AI agents are dead?
No, I don't. I don't believe AI agents are dead. I
Yeah,
sincerely don't believe so. I strongly believe AI agents are still very much alive, and they'll bounce back.
okay. Yeah, next person is asking, can Fed recover? And the Fed is actually very big. It's actually one of the biggest AI token, so it's obviously going to bounce back. Another person is asking, hi Uchi, which AI agent would you recommend? So I would say you should just hold on a little bit. Let's see how the market reacts before you jump into buying any AI agent or any coin right now. Next person, what do you think about deep fake AI? I wonder why you guys buy some of these crazy meme coins. This DeepSeek was the meme coin created by I don't know, some guys, some group of guys like that, but like it's down. I'm not seeing deepfake AI. I mean, what do you expect? Most likely it's not going to come back. Guys will take profit and move on, obviously. Do you think Roaring Kitty will come back? I don't know if you remember that guy, Roaring Kitty. Yeah, I seem not to hear you anymore.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said I don't think he will come back. I don't think so.
He's gone. He's not going to show up again, even with the stock. The what's their stock name again? GameStop. GameStop. Yeah, you think
No,
he's
I
not going
don't
to come
think.
out and talk about it
I know.
again?
I know he has. I know he has a meme, but I don't think the meme would come back.
Okay, but the guy as a person, promoting GameStop. Do you really think he's going to come back? Because he
Yeah,
hasn't told us.
I feel he will come back. The guy himself, I believe he will come back. I believe the guy will come back. But his meme, I don't think the meme will come back.
But personally, I think if the guy is back, most likely the meme will be back again. It would have you see that some of those spikes and all of that, but it's still going to crash again after that because it's not going to be there forever. The moment the guy
But,
leaves,
but the thing is, the guy has lost most of his relevance in the crypto space.
oh, that's true.
That's the thing. Yeah, he has lost most of his relevance in the crypto space. That's like the major thing actually.
All right. Someone is asking, is TikTok possible? Well, I don't know why you guys buy random meme coins. Some of these meme coins are coins you should buy and sell within few minutes, few hours, or few days. You don't have to be waiting for a meme coin. You think this is going to come back? Like, why will TikTok come back? TikTok is a coin that was created. You don't know who created it. They've taken profit and they've moved on. Most likely, it's not going to come back. To be sincere, what do you think about GTA 6 meme coin? I don't think about. I don't think anything at all. What do you think about Pyte? Yeah, Pyte used to be a very good one before. I don't know. I've not looked at it for a very long time. But I will also think some of since the utility token actually, so it's most likely going to recover. But I mean, I won't say the all-time high again for some of these coins. So I think that's where we're going to end the live for today. So thank you guys for showing up. Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you to Mr. Solomon Gift for also joining us today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
thank you
my
guys
pleasure.
for yeah Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So we get to do this again some other time. Thank you. And this is gonna be the end of the live stream. Thank you guys, and bye.